Hello students, a very warm welcome. Hope you all are enjoying and listening to the videos carefully. See, in the previous videos we learned about the storage of water, then water safe for drinking. Now in this video we will learn about water for every household. Now students, coming to page number 28, the fifth lesson, see what they have asked first. Can you recall? What you can recall, what are the different purposes for which we need water? We need water for drinking. We need water for cooking also. Then for bathing. Then for washing clothes. Then for washing utensils. Then in industries also we use water, and then in farms and fields also we use water. Now students, see, can you tell? See, the pictures shows some containers used for storing water at home. Now see which of these have come into use more recently. The water filter, the steel tank and the bigger overhead tank of water are some of the containers which are used for storing water more recently in our homes. Then what is the second question? What materials are used to make these different containers? Now see, the earthen pots, the one with the tap and the one without the tap, are both made from mud. Water filter and bigger overhead tank are made of plastic. Tanks and water pot, that is the handa, are made of metals. Then coming to the third question, what are the advantages of having a lid and a tap on the container? So see students, if there is a tap on the pot in which the water is stored, it is more easier and cleaner to take out the needed water. We need not dip our hands into the stored water. Moreover, dust, dirt and other rubbish is prevented from entering the stored water. So water remains safe for drinking. So these are the advantages of having a lid and a tap on the container. Now see students, we need water all the time. We have to store water in the house so that we can get when we need it. See, earlier brass and copper pots as well as earthen pots were used to store water. Now see, you ask your parents or grandparents for the names by which these different pots were known. People also build tanks in their houses to store water. See, nowadays steel or plastic is also used to make different containers for storing water. Now see students, in order to maintain our health and good hygiene, we must have safe drinking water. See, contaminated water can cause disease. Therefore, water should be stored carefully. So, the proper ways to store the water is by keeping the water container covered with a well-fitted lid. This prevents what? Dust and other rubbish from entering the water. And if we dip our hands in the water to take out the dirt in our hands can enter the water. Okay students, we can also use a dipper to take the water and we replace the lid at once. But do you know, students, the best method of taking water is to have a tap on the container. This way it becomes easier to take the water and it also prevents contamination. And you should remember, students, that when the water in a container is finished, we wash the container well before refilling it. If we take such care, we get clean water all the time. And do you know, students, water does not become stale. Some people believe that the previous day drinking water must be thrown away and fresh water stored every day because the previous day's water becomes stale. But this is a misconception. Throwing away that water amounts to wasting good water. We should use drinking water for other purposes only if it gets dirty due to some reason. Now see, students, use your brain power. Like, why have people begun to use plastic or steel containers for storing water? See, you know, students, the steel utensils are easier for cleaning. Even if they are lightly scrubbed, they become clean. They never turn black like copper or brass utensils. The plastic utensils are light in weight and easier to carry. Due to ease in cleaning and carrying, people have begun to use plastic or steel containers for storing water. Now see, students, try this. Here's one activity for you to do. What you should do is you first take a plastic bottle. Now what you do, cut off its upper narrow portion. Okay, and then what you do, make 4 small holes on the 4 sides of the bottle near its base. Then cut a spent ball pen refill into 4 pieces. Fix one piece into each of the 4 holes tightly. Okay. Now what you do, you fill the bottle with water. And what do you see? See how nicely the water flows from all the 4 tubes. What does this tell us, students? That using pipes we can distribute water stored in one place to several different places at the same time. See, students, large cement or these plastic tanks are installed on the roofs of big buildings. Water from these tanks can be piped to the kitchens, bathrooms, toilets in these buildings. When taps are fitted on the pipes, water can be taken or shut off according to the need. This is how water from just one tank can be obtained at several places in a building at the same time. See, in one picture they have shown the water supply in a house and the other it is overhead water tanks. Now see, students, can you tell? See, if the rule is for everyone in the house to cook for themselves, what will be the advantage and the disadvantage? See, what the advantages would be, each person in the house will cook the food according to his or her liking. Everybody would understand the importance of work. Everybody will participate in the work. Then what are the disadvantages? Each person will spend time in cooking, more fuel will be used in the process of individual cooking. There would be more expenses and wastage of food. The kitchen would be in a state of chaos, and each one will like to cook. Now, see, students, if every family had to collect the water they need every day from the river, what would be the advantages and the disadvantages? See, the advantages would be that each person in the house will bring the water needed for himself or herself. The wastage of water will not occur. And what are the disadvantages? Each person will spend some time in fetching water. Each person will have to do physical labor of bringing the water. They cannot spend time for other important work as everyone will be busy in carrying water. There would be chaos near the reservoir or a place from where people will bring the water. Now, students, coming to page number 31, water supply for a human settlement. See, lakes, rivers, reservoirs are our sources of water. They are often at long distances from our houses. It is difficult to collect water from such distant places. Besides, we cannot be sure that the water can be used at it for drinking. That is why a large water source is identified near a settlement. Water from it is brought through large pipes to a common place. There the water is made safe for drinking. This is called purification of water. Arrangements are made to distribute this water all over the town or city. This is called distribution of water. Now, see, students, can you tell? See, when we draw water into a spray pump from a bucket of water, in which direction does the water flow? Do you know, students? Yes, when we draw water into a spray pump from a bucket of water, the water flows from the bucket to spray pump. That is from the lower side to the upper side. Now we will see water tanks at a height. See, we know that water flows downwards, but if we want suppose to lift water upwards, we have to use some force. To do that, we need to use a machine. Machines used for lifting water are called pumps. Pumps run on diesel or electricity. Before electricity was discovered, it was not possible to raise water to very great heights, but electric pumps can help us do so. Hence, water can be filled in tanks at a height, that is the water tower, see, we can see in the picture, and supplied from there to towns and cities. Now, students, coming to page number 32, we will see the journey of water from the source to house. See, some tanks are used to store the water that leaves the water purification plant. According to need, water is released from these tanks through big pipes. This pipe branches out into many small pipes which lead the water to different areas around the large water tank. In a particular area, the pipe branches out into smaller and smaller pipes which take water to every house. In some places, there are 2 or 3 common taps for the whole area. People living in that area come there to fill water for their families. Do you know? See, students, human beings cannot live without water. Hence, it is necessary to have a source of water to close as possible to where we live. That is why Students, in olden days, cities grew on the banks of big rivers. There are many such cities in our country, like the Delhi is the capital of the country. It is situated on the banks of the river Yamuna in North India. See some pictures I have shown you. See on the banks of the Ganga in Bihar and Nasik in Maharashtra on the banks of Godavari are other examples of such ancient cities. Now coming to page number 33, see, even today, see, in some places water is drawn from wells or bore wells for use at home, but it needs to be ensured that the water is potable, that is, it should be safe for drinking. If it is not, then it should be boiled for the purpose of drinking so that it will not endanger our health. In some places, water is supplied by transporting it by means of tankers too. Now, students, there is a question for you. Can you tell students how much water is required in your house every day? Can you tell? See, you need water for drinking, bathing, washing utensils, cooking, cleaning, etc. Can you tell students who fills this water in your house? You will have to find it out yourself, that you have to see who fills all this water for your use in your house. Now students, coming to page number 33, again you have to try this. Here's one activity for you again. See what you do. You take an empty bucket, lift it to get an idea of its weight. Now half fill it with water and you see how much heavier it becomes. It must be quite a hard chore to carry a bucket full of water from one place to another. Don't you agree, students? Remember how much water you need in your house. Now you can understand how much water is done to fill that much water. Now see students, see here a picture is given of a bore well, a pump and a tanker. Now can you tell which fuel is used to run the following machines, like the hand pump that lifts water from a bore well? Which fuel we use? We use muscular energy. And the pump used to store water in the water tower, we use electricity. Then the third, the tanker that brings water to a certain area. Which fuel is used? Diesel is used to bring water to a certain area by a tanker. Now students, coming to page number 34. See, we should always remember that water is valuable. See, for water purification, storage and distribution are the process that require a lot of money. Electricity and diesel are used to run the machines for all the above process. Therefore, we should know that potable water is expensive substance and we must take care of this valuable resource. We should not waste or contaminate the water. We must take care of water just as we take care of other valuables. We must not allow stored tap water to be wasted or become contaminated. Now see students, what can we do to use water without wastage? Suppose if the water you have taken in a mug to wash your face is left over, will you throw it away or keep it to use later? Huh? What will you do? You think of it, students. Now students, see, while you brush your teeth, do you keep the tap running or do you turn it off in between? Yes, what we do, we turn it off in between because water is valuable. We have to take good care of it. We should not waste water. Now students, do you throw away the water used for washing vegetables, fruits, etc., or do you water your plants with it? Now students, see, when rinsing things under a tap, do you turn it on fully or just enough? We use it just enough, as much as we need. Now students, you will have to use your brain power. See, the garden is to be watered. Tap water and well water are both available. What will you use? Now see students, the tap water is sent after purification process and distribution system. Therefore, it involves lots of expense and labor. Students, we will have a quick recap of what we have learned. See, we need water continually, so what we store water at home. A lid and a tap on a water container help to keep the water clean and make it easier to use. If drinking water is not potable, it can cause disease. Therefore, special care must be taken for drinking water. And now students, coming for homework, you'll have to read, learn and write these words 10 times in your notebook, like the first one brass, second one copper, third one earthen, fourth one steel, fifth one plastic, sixth one rubbish, seventh one prevents, eighth one stale, ninth one wasting, 10th one spray, 11th one settlement, then 12th one lifting, 13th one electric, 14th purification and 15th valuable.